Hello guys and welcome to another lesson. Uh, this is a new lesson where we will have a look at a new verb. This is going to be the last irregular verb that we will see in present. And so far we've seen the verbs ser, tener, and also the verb estar. And this is the last verb that we will see, and it's the verb ir. The verb ir, it's the verb to go, and it's another irregular verb, so you need to memorize the way it's conjugated. So we will go through its conjugation, and we will go through the different uses, the things that we can say using the verb to go. Without further ado, let's go to it. I'm going to share my screen so you will see my other screen. And now I will open my whiteboard. Vale. Right now you are seeing my whiteboard. Okay, first of all, I'm going to draw for you. I'm going to write down how we conjugate the verb ir. The verb ir, it's the verb to go, and we conjugate it like this. We have the chart that we always have to conjugate verbs, a chart with 6 boxes, and every box belongs to one different subject. For example, the first box belongs to yo, which is I. The second box belongs to tú, that is you. Third box belongs to él, he, or ella, she, or usted, that is a very polite you. The first box on the right, it belongs to nosotros or nosotras, that is we, masculine and feminine. Then we have vosotros or vosotras, that's a you all, you plural. And finally we have ellos, ellas, they, masculine and feminine, and ustedes, that is a you all, plural. And now how do we conjugate the verb ir? Well, we say yo voy, tú vas, él o ella o usted va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, and ellos van. So yo voy, I go, tú vas, you go, él va, he goes, ella va, she goes, usted va, you go, very polite. Nosotros o nosotras vamos, we go. Vosotros o vosotras vais, you all, you plural go. Ellos van o ellas van, they go. Ustedes van, you all go, very polite. Now, something important. I believe the verb to go is, generally speaking, followed by the preposition to. You go to a place. I go to Mercadona. I go to the gym. The preposition that normally follows the verb go, when you want to say where you go or where you are going, it's ir, and it's normally followed by a. So that a will normally follow the verb go. It's not the verb, it's just a preposition that accompanies the verb. And now, what are the different uses of the verb to go, the verb ir? We have basically two uses. We use the verb like in any other language to talk about where you go. I go to the gym, I go to the shop, I go to my mother's house, wherever you go. So let's say movement. You are moving, going from one place to another place, which is something that we all do in our languages. And something interesting about the verb to go is that we can also use it to talk about the future. A little bit like in English. In English, you say, I am going to buy a new car. My sister is going to come to Spain. So you are talking in the future, but in English you say I am, you are going to. So you need the verb to be followed by the verb to go. In Spanish, I think it's a little bit easier. We use the verb ir, conjugated, of course, in one of these 6 forms, followed by the preposition a, that is the preposition that normally follows the verb ir. And the only thing you have to do now is add another verb. That verb will be in the infinitive, which is the original form of the verb. And you can talk about what you are going to do. Let me give you an example. If I want to say that I'm going to buy a new car, I would say yo voy a, and now the verb comprar, that is the verb to buy, and then the rest, un nuevo coche. So I've used ir, conjugated, followed by a, followed by the main verb in the infinitive, plus the rest of the information. And we can use that to say, I'm going to do something, or you are going to do something, to talk about the future. So in Spanish, there is a future tense. But while we see that verb, that tense or not, we can use this little trick to talk about the future. Instead of saying, I will buy a new car, in the meantime, while we learn how to say that, we can use this to talk about the future. I'm going to buy a new car. Don't worry, because this is just a theory. We will practice. I will create practice videos for this. And you have plenty of practice with the verb to go. And I will even mix it with the other verbs, ser, estar, tener, and ir. That is the new one. So don't worry about the practice. I only want you to understand that we have a new verb. You have to memorize it, and we will practice with it. We will have plenty of practice. I didn't mention it, but to make the negative and the interrogative is like with all the rest of verbs. It's just placing no before the verb, and you have the negative. I don't go. Yo no voy. Tú no vas. Él no va. And so on. And for the question, it's just the intonation. Like with the rest of the verbs, we don't alter the order, or we don't need extra words to ask. We only use the tone of our voices. Well, I hope this video was interesting and it helped you to learn something new. And I'll see you very soon. And bye-bye for now.